I know I left you all with a bit of a cliffhanger last week with my final parting statement. Most people don't have a spending problem, they have an income problem. And underneath that, we often discover a mindset problem too. If you missed my talk last week, we tackled the concept of how to set and achieve your personal freedom quotient number. And this week, I'm going to share why you have to change your mindset around earning and spending to make that work. Hi, I'm Sue Krautbauer, a mentor for ambitious 30 to 50-something women entrepreneurs, moms, empty nesters, and career professionals who are ready to follow the rumblings in their gut for doing something more, bigger. Let's kick this off with a very simple question from last week. Ask yourself, how much is your time actually worth? Here's the answer to that, straight up. It simply doesn't matter. But now that you have a target, you know three things. You know how much your time needs to be worth. You know that trading time for money, traditional earning, is never going to get you there. And you have to think and earn differently. And three, you know that forgoing lattes and clipping coupons is a stupid approach to trying to get ahead. It's hard and slow to frugal your way to achieving your freedom quotient, which for most folks means declaring early retirement, whether you're 30, 40, 50, or beyond. Remember, for most of us in the U.S., retirement is depressingly set at 67 years of age. Are you going to be satisfied with that lousy retirement plan that Uncle Sam is trying to sell you? I'm not. Oof. But I digress. Using the money multiplier from last week, we learned that you are worth $205 an hour as a wage. If you made that noise, if you just made a noise that I call skepticism snort, and you didn't listen to last week, you need to go back and check that video replay out. Go now. Okay, so now you've figured out what your time needs to be worth. You have to realize that all that crap you thought you were saving money on by doing to yourself is actually costing you a ton of money. Hacking your finances, ordering water instead of cocktails, moving to a less expensive area, or hoarding grocery coupons just to spare a few bucks has become a bit of an obsession among Americans, especially millennials looking to get rich and retire early. Eating 69-cent ramen and skipping on an $8 avocado toast isn't a bad idea if you're a broke college student. But once you've graduated and hit your 30s, however, it's hard to frugal your way to freedom, be it financially free and declare your early retirement by coupon clipping. Why? Because a couple of $100 isn't a life-changing amount. It just isn't. Using the 205 hourly billing rate from last week for this example, let's take a look at the opportunity cost of a typical frugal foolishness of most coupon clippers. For example, if you change your own oil to save $30, how much did you really save? If it took you an hour, it cost you $175. If you clean your own house to save $150, how much did you really save? Well, if it took you 4 hours, it cost you $670. And no, saving $4 a day, $120 on lattes is not going to do a darn thing to move your freedom quotient needle at all. Get the point? Here's a reason wealthy people don't change their own oil or clean their own house or mow their own lawn. It's not because they're lazy. It's because they understand the value of their time. And there's a reason they buy $4 lattes. They want to enjoy themselves a little bit on the way to the top. And if there's one solid way to crush your spirit and motivation, it's to eat beans and rice for dinner every day, month after month. All those financial gurus who preach that ditching your $5 latte a day habit could substantially grow your wealth and even make you a millionaire, thanks to compound interest, they're simply wrong. Let's be realistic. You'd have to forego a whole lot of lattes and need a very high annual return to turn those dollar bill savings into $1 million. Now, I'm not saying you should be wasteful with your money. It's not that being frugal is bad. Plenty of people could learn a thing or two about making their money last. But pinching pennies should never be more important than earning them. During the initial stages of my side hustle, which is just one element of my money multiplier, I stayed in most nights, ate at home, and only went out to eat occasionally. Went to the library rather than buying books. Okay, so reading is my number one guilty pleasure, or shall I call it an addiction? And I picked up small short-term consulting gigs on the side of my day job. But that tactical strategy can only last for so long. I also had to pivot and adopt an entrepreneurial abundance mindset. In the realm of abundance, everything, money, happiness, prestige, it's plentiful. More importantly, people who adopt an abundance mindset make decisions based on the big picture they're trying to achieve. They know that wealth is a byproduct of what they do with their time and money, whether it's in investing in real estate or the stock market, or working harder so they can get paid more, financing their mortgage or refinancing, or starting a side hustle. Super savers, on the other hand, tend to adopt a scarcity mindset. They make fear-based decisions and avoid taking risks at all costs. They give in to their current lifestyle constraints, their income constraints, and move to cheaper neighborhoods, waste time and gas. Ugh, with the cost per gallon now, that's plain silly to drive across the city to 2 or 3 grocery stores with coupon specials, or to choose to rent instead of buying, and so on. In other words, they believe everything is limited, and that extreme frugality is the only way to get by and get rich. Financial planner Kevin Matthews of Building Bread said it best. There is a floor to frugality because you can only cut your spending by so much. You're always going to have expenses like rent and food, he said. At some point, you must focus on increasing your income and investing in yourself. There's no limit to how much you can make at this end of the spectrum. Now, I need to pause for a moment and emphasize I'm not advocating you simply blow off frugality and spend whatever you want on everything and anything. It's not that at all. That would be just plain foolish. The goal is to balance frugality with other financial tactics, specifically, in this instance, earning more. Frugality can be a great way to save in the short term, but doing it alone is only going to get you so far, and it's definitely not going to help you achieve your freedom quotient and become wealthy or retire early. Consider the time you're spending being frugal. Remember, driving from store to store to redeem 50 cents. Don't do it. Your time, efforts, and money would likely be better spent elsewhere, say, earning you more money. It's time to consider a mindset shift to start building real wealth for your future. So since I went so long last week, I'm going to keep this week short and simple. But we're not done with this line of thinking quite yet. Most of you tune in to me to listen week after week because you've got that one big idea you're hoping to turn into a side hustle of a business that can help you achieve your dreams of freedom, independence, from the indentured servitude of the 8-to-5 job rat race you're in now. But there are some things you must consider before you start your own business. And in next week, we're going to keep going down this path and tackle the misconception that a lot of self-employed people who sell services mistakenly make. They equate revenue with profit. Businesses don't succeed by accident. Yours won't either. If your one amazing business idea is going to succeed, you have to ask yourself key questions and answer them honestly, balancing abundance mindset with business pragmatism. I can never say that word. Pragmatism. My upcoming business assessment workshop I've been developing will help ambitious budding entrepreneurs like you test out the viability of success for your one big idea. You know, the one that makes, what I like to say, makes your tail wag, that you've been thinking about for months and years, or maybe just since last week. I'm planning to open the doors to this workshop in September. But I know that life can sometimes get in the way, and you get distracted, or things are starting to ramp up, maybe you're traveling a lot, and if you want to be one of the first in line and not miss this, to understand whether your business idea will succeed or fail, then I encourage you to click the link below and put your name on my wait list. So I'll see you next week.